Alrighty, let's go again. Hi everyone, how are you? I don't know why I'm asking how are you. Well, you can leave it in the comments. You can say how are you today. I'm Rios here. This is probably my third video. If you haven't checked my first video where I immersed myself, go check it out. I go over the 5 steps to create a personal brand or just a regular corporate brand. It's not what brand is regular. Well, unless you do have one of those neutral color look like Canva template brand that's maybe regular. Sorry, no offense. I understand that you may be at the beginning stage of your business, so you are being resourceful. But anyways, if you got here, it's because you need help with your branding, brand marketing, digital marketing, design, etc., etc., etc. And today I just want to talk to you about the 7 secrets to branding your small business. And if you are a personal brand entrepreneur and you say that I don't have a business because you don't have a product, but you do have a service, that's also a business, my friend. Or if you are just trying to create your personal brand because you want to be a speaker or a coach or in some executive level, you can create a personal brand. So these 7 secrets are going to help you. It's what every small business needs to succeed. So pay attention and get some notes. So the first thing that we're going to talk about, it's how you make your people feel. Like that's your first step to a good branding. Like understanding your brand starts with how you make them feel. And to understand how you make them feel, you need to know who you are. At the first video, we went over the first step is understanding your core. And understanding your core is who you are as a personal brand or who your business is. So if at this stage you DIY everything, it's fine, but you have to check yourself and your brand and make sure it is reflecting who you are. So your brand has to reflect your DNA, yours, your business. Okay. For simplicity, let's say it's a personal brand. So who you are, it has to reflect your DNA as a person. So if you feel like you're being scrappy, you have a lot of mood boards, you have a lot of templates, like your brand is a mashup of all these things, you probably are lost in translation. It's what I like to call it. Because you have a lot of ideas, you probably are very creative, and you started following this advice and this advice and this advice, but there's nothing like you haven't landed the plane yet. Okay, so understanding where you are is key. The secret number 2 is you're not for everyone, and that's your superpower. It took me a while to understand as a brand strategist myself. I spent a lot of years, probably a good 5 years, trying to figure out who I am in the branding industry and who I wanted to serve. In granted, I was working in corporate. I didn't need to know it at the moment, but when I decided to go for it, it was key. So understanding where I was and understanding that I was not for everyone. That gave me so much clarity. So everyone keeps saying if you have a business and you are starting your brand or you're working on your marketing, you need to know your niche, like who's your target audience, who's that specific person. But even there, when you niche like very, very micro niche, you are not for every single person in that niche. So you need to understand the values of that person, what they do, what they like, their hobbies, okay? That's what's going to connect you with them. That's a good thing. Like not being for everyone, that's a very good thing. It means that your uniqueness is going to speak to specific people. And once you start doing it, it's going to make it so much easier for you to understand your value and deliver quality to those people. At the beginning, you're going to feel frustrated if you're starting a business and if you are in the middle of maybe your rebranding or your scaling, you may feel frustrated because you feel like you have a nation that you've been working for them and doing and everything, but you're not delivering. It's because maybe you have to shift your focus and understand better, like listening better, like active listening. Like, and this is a lot of it takes a lot of psychology into understanding and branding because you have to be very aware of where other people are. especially your clients. And if we are talking about a team, that's another stuff. And I'm not going to get into that right now. But branding inside your corporation or your business, it's super important because it's what's going to make your people feel connected with you. Let's go with the secret number 3. A great logo is not the start. And when at the beginning, when I said if you DIY everything or if you feel like you're scattered because you're using a template from Canva or for anything, like I am not judging because I truly understand the concept of starting with zero. I launched an online store last year, and it was more to prove myself that I could do it and that I was able to fail and pivot. And when I started the project, I remember I said, I'm not going to do it perfect. I want to go through what most small business owners go through when they're launching. So I know marketing and I know branding. Every time that I made a decision, I was like, is this like what would a person with no experience whatsoever would do in this case? And that opens so many new ideas or understanding to how we approach, like how different I am able to approach a situation just because I have a skill set that I can use. So it made me understand better where my potential clients are, small businesses and entrepreneurs that they don't know. So I understand you because I went through it, even though I knew how to do it. I allowed myself to basically do it like scrap it, like fail it, just to understand where you are. So yeah, strategy first, then visuals. When you start your business, you have to start with something. But there comes the point where you have to sit down and talk strategy to yourself, to your business, to your brand. Like, where am I going? What am I doing? How am I going to do it? And this is going to translate into your visuals. If you go through a full brand strategy, it takes a lot more than that. And I am going to keep delivering more about it. There's a video coming about what's in it in a brand strategy session with me. So you better understand the process of creating a brand from the ground up with another thing that you have to understand in this place right now about design is the message also matters even more than the visuals. It matters more than how you look. But you're saying how you're saying it. It it means a lot to the people because that's how you keep them. Design pulls them, message keeps them. Secret number 4. Story sells better than any slogan. You can say whatever you want about your brand. You can say, I do this and I do that, and this is blah, 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 and the very best in this, and the very good at that, and I will deliver the whatever results and stuff. But how are you saying that? Your brand design is how you make people feel. Your values, trust, the energy you project, your identity. It all should be very intentional. No, not just a pretty looking brand. Secret number 5. Consistency isn't boring. It's branding. What does it mean? Well, brands that repeat themselves get remembered. Just simple as that. Those brands that pivot constantly get forgotten. So this may happen to you or may have happened to someone you know. You designed your brand, you created like your logo, your colors, your fonts, and everything. And you applied them to your website, but then in 3 months you decided that those colors were not very aligned to what you're doing because you decided that pink is not so much of your color, green is more like my color, so I want to use that. So you change to color green. And then you say, look, I don't really like this funky looking font. I'm going to go with something more serious, and so on and so on. So you spend the next 1, 2, 3 years just fixing and changing because you don't like it or you feel like it's not aligned. That's pivoting all the time. That's not helping people remember you. When you are being consistent with your brand, it means using similar fonts or the same fonts in every single touch point. Your brand colors are going to be in every single touch point. Like your branding assets, your marketing assets, they're going to look alike, not the same template for everything, but you're going to see that they belong into the same family. It's like when, and this is a good exercise, go to Pinterest if you have Pinterest, and if you don't, go and do it. Create a board and start looking for graphic posters, like graphic design posters that you like. So you said decide on one main piece, like this is my concept graphic, right? This is my main poster because this is what I want my brand to look like this. And then from there, you're going to start looking for other pieces that look alike, but that are not completely separate and not completely the same as the first one. But if you put them together when you finish this exercise, you go to your Pinterest board and then you're going to see one main piece. And from that main piece, you're going to see a whole other pieces that belong to a family. Why? Because they are sharing a similar colors all the time, the same branding colors, that similar fonts, same aesthetics, same photography style, video style. If it's a color, if it's a black and white, if it's a matte, if it's a cool matte, if it's a whatever gray that they're using, whatever style. Like if they don't look similar, they may look like cousins and not more like brothers and sisters. And what you want is that they look like brothers and sisters. You may have one weird cousin once in a while for something very specific, but not all the time. And that's what's going to make your brand be remembered all the time. That being said, consistency creates trust. The brands that stand out are the ones that repeat themselves all the time and create resonance. Don't reinvent the wheel, reinforce it. That's it. Secret number 6. Your website is a conversation, not a brochure. Speak to your dream client like in a conversation, like a guide, not a catalog. Your website is where you are sharing a piece of your life with them. Every single step, every single paragraph, copy, like it has to be thought of like a conversation, like you are guiding them through your story in your website instead of a catalog with pictures. And this is what I do. Product number 1, product number 3. This is what it does. This is the pricing. So, brand experience is everything, and your website is the main key. Your presentation to the world, and then you have. So, from email responses to your packaging, your brand lives in every touch point. This is what I mean. Like from in every single step, every single piece that interacts with your client, that is your brand experience. And it it all comes to your website. So secret number 6 was I want to say more like the website. It's like secret number 6 will be like your brand experience. Create a full brand experience. Think about it. If you have a brick and mortar, what kind of scents are you using? Like people walk in and they smell it and it smells like coconut because it's a beach theme store, or it smells like I don't know white tea leaves. If you go to the Westin hotels, they use like a very specific scent. It doesn't matter where it is, it smells the same every single place. Same with, let's say, Zara Home, Anthropology. Like they all practice brand experience so beautifully. Because if you go see their windows too, like they're all designed to create this experience and this connection with the customers. And now, down to the last one. Secret number 7. Your energy sets the tone. And if you got to this point, you probably picked up on it, right? Like my energy every single time was I am loud. I am loud. I speak a lot. I use a lot of hand gestures and stuff. So that's my energy and that's what I project. And to some point, I've always been like very camera shy. And I said this in my first video, like I've always been very camera shy. So this is my practice, like my character practice to lose that shyness, facing this fear that I have and show myself as the person that I really am, because I've always been behind static posts or carousels on Instagrams and stuff. And I actually have a personality that people kind of like feel attracted to it. Like I have friends saying, like, you definitely need a podcast or something because you talk a lot and that you have a way to communicate that it's very compelling. And well, now here I am doing this. So this is my energy. And I understand where I am. So you need to understand where you are, like what type of energy you are projecting. The way you show up, it's going to impact how others perceive your brand. That's key. If you show up confused, your clients are going to be confused. If you show up confident, like that's how they're going to feel. They're going to feel confident. Like you've like tell me when have you ever bought something from someone that they're like, well, yes, maybe I can help you with that. I don't know. Like I've never done that, but yeah, no, I'm sorry. I've never done that. But yes, it's a $3,000 program and we can do this and that and da da da. It's doubtful, right? Instead, if you show up and like, well, I've never done that, but here I am ready because I'm like, when's the last time that you've done something for the first time? You have to try new things, right? So let's figure it out together. Thank you for this opportunity. And I am really confident that we can do it together because I can tell that you know your business, that you know what you want and where you're going. So if you share that with me, I'm pretty sure that we can get somewhere in the middle where I can bring my skill sets to the table and we can figure it out. We're going to create a strategy and we're going to do this and that and da 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 in this timeline and all for $6,000. Yes, we can do that. It's completely different, like the dynamics is really different. You can, if you are not sure about something, you can still say it. Like you can be honest. Like this, I've never done that, but this is what I did for something that's very similar. Like I worked for this client and this is what I did. So maybe we can do something like that, translate that into your business and let's see how it goes. Maybe it works out, maybe it's great. And if it's not, well, then we have time to pivot because that's what marketing is also. Like when you are creating a marketing campaign, it's like you are not 100% assured that it's going to work. So you have to be ready to pivot and use what worked and what didn't. So you catch my drift here? Strategy first, always. That's what I'm saying. Strategy first, always. So before you post, design, or pitch, ask yourself, is this aligned with my strategy? And if it's not, pause. Take a pause because real brands are built on intention, not only on action. That's a big step. But bigger it is to sit down and be aligned than just dropping bombs because I need to do something and you're running like a chicken without a head. So, anyways, if this was helpful for you, you can share with anyone. If you know someone that may need this kind of information, like please do share it, subscribe, keep watching. I have a bunch of other videos coming. If this is, as I said, this is my third video. The first video is where I shared the 5 steps to create a personal brand or a corporate brand, any brand. My second video is the 5 touch points, which is very aligned to the first one. But you get more like in on hands activation. I'm making it a series where I am getting comfortable with the camera. I hope you bear with me to the very end. And see you soon.